WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often trying rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something from Teeling, part of the Sommelier Selection. This is called Douro Old Vine Casks. Whiskybase number 217780. And we have Portuguese Douro is the valley where we have all the grapes that are grown for port wine. Old vines. That means these vines have are at least 25 years old, and it's red wine. So we have a total of 24,000 bottles of this. 46% on the back of the bottle. It does say non-chilled filtered. Thank you very much, Teeling. Where is the moment of truth about natural color? It says natural character, but what is natural character? All right, so we need to have natural color on here. So, very, very nice. Price, it started off at 50 euros about a year ago. Now we're down to 40 euros. So 46% non-chilled filtered, very, very, very good. Whoops, sorry. Now, the Sommelier Selection started off with, first of all, they had the French Margaux. I did a video about that. Then the Sauternes, I'm not really sure if I did a video about that. Then they had the Amarone from Italy and the Risotto, which is a very sweet wine from Italy. And now, after being twice in France, twice in Italy, they are now moving over to Portugal with their fifth and the latest release in the series. All right, so I've mentioned some of my videos already that I'm starting to use more and more standard whiskeys as the comparison. Not trying to find the best whiskey to compare it to, but just to say, all right, I have here the Bushmills 10. Single malt, yes, I know. 40%, yes, I know. 50 euros, well, now let's say 40 euros now. I found it for $39.99 on sale here in Germany. 26 euros. So we're paying basically a 50% up price for Irish whiskey, not single malt. This is blend of grain and single malt. So this is just an Irish whiskey, just like we have with what is a Scotch. It's blended Scotch. Single malt Scotch is single malt. Single malt Irish, single malt Irish whiskey blend. 46%, 40%. All right, this is colored. This is not. This is chill filtered. I have no idea. I hope it's not. So that's okay. Good. I'm not sure about the color. This is not chill filtered. All right. So I like the Bushmills 10. So the question is, can a whiskey here at this price class even beat this? So on the nose. All right. Oh, one thing I found. This is very unique. Why? I have not found any, and I mean any single whiskey that has used Douro Old Vine casks. Now I went to a wine shop online and typed in that. And I said, okay, what type of grape varietal is used? And they said Old Vine. It's like, Old Vine is not a varietal. Oh well, I guess I don't know my stuff. But this is very unique. I don't know any other whiskey brand that has used Old Vine Douro casks. And while I was looking at the old wine, Douro red wine, I found out that often they put that into French oak for about 12 months. And the price for a bottle of the wine was over here in Germany between about 13 euros and 50 euros. So this is a higher class type of product here. All right, so on the color, I do get a little bit more of that pink, darker. It's more like a peach color. On the nose, all right, the first thing I do get is a blackberry. The second thing I get is like a prune, a dried plum. And the third thing I get is a little bit of sulfur. Now, the thing that I've disliked the most about the Sommelier Selection 5 different editions is almost every single time, not every time, but almost every single time, I've had the feeling that I've gotten sulfur from those wine casks. Now, if you have a cask and you empty it and you want to transport it from Portugal up to Ireland And it's maybe in the warmer months of the year, which means any time over here between, I'm going to say April to October. All right. So those months of the year, it can get warm, and then the wine cask can actually spoil. It can go bad into vinegar. Usually during the winter months, there should be no big problem. So if you send them over between November and February, March, even, you should not need to use a sulfur candle. Now, that, of course, is in the judgment of each and every person. The only problem is that sulfur oxide basically really gets into the wood, and this then combines with the whiskey, and I'm very sensitive to it. And that's something that really hampers my ability to enjoy a whiskey. All right, this on the other hand, clear, crisp. I get vanilla, cereals. I get a little bit of orange, lemon meringue. This is crisp, clear. This is a spring summer day in Northern Europe. Now, it's not the Texas heat. It's really just that, oh, look, it's 23 degrees outside, and there's a light breeze, and it's beautiful weather. That's what this reminds me of. I really enjoy this expression of the Bushmills. This gives me red wine, gives me heavy berries. So, now, the official tasting notes, plum, okay, I said prunes, blackberry, and dates with a hint of spice. Did not get the dates at all. Now, Teeling, I really must admit, thank you very much for expanding my horizons. Now, I personally should have bought, and I've never done this so far, is I don't think I've ever had Zaltan that wasn't a cask finish. I want a bottle of Zaltan and try it. I want a bottle of, I've had Margaux, I think. I want a bottle of, for example, Risotto. Haven't had that. I would like a bottle maybe of Amarone. I've had that. And I don't think I've ever had, I love port wine, but the Douro Old Vines red wine, that's something I need to get as well. So to actually know what's happening to the product in that barrel, it would be advantageous for me to actually know what the original product tasted like. So I'm still on my whiskey journey of learning and of experiencing and of understanding what's going on. And that's after I've done 3,600 different whiskey videos in German and over 2,500 here in English. And I've tried over 5,000 whiskeys during the this time here, but still, I have a long way to go. Cheers. Mm. Mm. Have to try to blank out the sulfur moment. I do get berries. I do get tannins. I do get European oak. Now it leaves an aftertaste of heavy, wet wood. Not like the wood you get at the let's say at a dock or a pier. That's no. This is heavy wood. This is like a mahogany. This is like a heavy oak moment going on here. There is a fruitiness going on there as well. There is a creaminess, and the 46% just right. Not too much, not too little. And I do love the fact that it's non-chill filtered. Very nice. So the official tasting notes say something about black pepper. Didn't really get that. Oak tannins, yes, balanced with sour cherries and rich dark fruits. See, I would have stuck with my blackberries. I would have stuck with my plums and so on. I wouldn't have gone to the cherries. All right. And it has a longer finish. Now, this is going to be if I were not, I'm going to use the word oversensitive to sulfur, this could have been a 3+. But I am. Therefore, it's a C. So C+, C. And furthermore, the first time I tried it, it was like, wait, I could just take the normal Teeling small batch, which it is, and just pour a little bit of a heavy red wine in it. And I think I would get a very, very similar product. According to one website, this product actually was in those old wine Douro red wine cask for 14 months. So a little bit of cleansing the palate. Going over here to my Bushmills, no sulfur whatsoever. The flavor profile is more in my wheelhouse. It's a light summer day in Northern Europe. You have the grain, you have the vanilla. As I mentioned, you have a little bit of that orange, that lemon meringue. I always want to say orange meringue. Lemon meringue, a tiny little bit here of elderberries. Very, very nice. I would pick this over this. As I said, 25, 28 euros for this. 39 to 49 euros for this. Now, what I did not do in my German video, which I'd like to do, is just add a little bit of water to this. See what happens to the Sommelier Selection. Cheers. Okay, it postponed a little bit of that sulfur, but a little bit more of that berry moment came through. A little bit more of that very dark chocolate. I'm talking like 80% cacao type of chocolate here. There's a lot of tannins, there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of dryness going on here, astringency even. But some people like it. So if you like a very, very dark red wine, this might be your thing. For me, the value for money at 40, I'm just going to call it 44 euros, is a C minus. And still a little bit of that sulfur moment going on in my palate. All right, my first question is, do you know of any whiskey products out there that have used Douro old vine casks? I looked in Whiskybase, couldn't find anything. So if you know that, please write it down. That would be interesting. Second thing, what is your favorite Sommelier selection from Teeling? There's been 5. I have had the problem with almost every single one with the sulfur. And the third thing is, if you can't answer those 2 questions, what is your favorite Teeling product? All right. So which product from Teeling do you like the best? Those are the things I'd like to hear from you. Write it down in the comments. WhiskyJason here. I'll be posting videos almost every other day. Been doing that now for almost, 5 years now. And you can always contact me if you need to, whiskyjason@gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, and maybe even sharing. All the best. See you soon.